Welcome to this mini lecture on how to get from concept mapping to conceptual frameworks. A concept map you might be well familiar with. It's a way to represent concepts and relationships, create an overview. It's a process of growing understanding, analysis and critical reflection. And concept maps are a great communication tool to explain what you want to do or your understanding of a field to others. A conceptual framework is a visual or written product that explains graphically or in narrative form the main things to be studied, the key factors, concepts or variables, and the presumed relationships among them. So conceptual frameworks are focused on conducting research in your research setup. It can also be seen as a working model or a tentative theory. What's out there that you plan to study? What's going on with these things and why? As such, conceptual frameworks can bring together different worlds. The real world of empirics, the problems that we are facing, the trends, academia, with the introduction of theoretical concepts and theories, as well as your own world, your own prior understanding of a subject, as well as your personal interest. And as such, constructing a conceptual framework puts you in the driver's seat. It empowers you. You are the one that has to design your own research framework. As mentioned, conceptual frameworks build on concept maps, but they're slightly different. For example, conceptual frameworks have a very clear focus with a limited amount of concepts and relationships. The conceptual framework, by definition, are theory-informed or related to theories. And there should be a clear focus on what you want to research. And of course, in that you also have to focus on what you can research. An example of a conceptual framework you can see here. This research is about battery safety in a variety of products. And that research focused on both problem exploration as well as exploring potential solutions. And it did so by building on different fields. On engineering knowledge, so what makes the batteries fail or how can you prevent that, as well as social knowledge. How do people handle products? What's their responsibilities and roles? And how, by those roles, can you improve product safety? For example, by having additional policies. So you can see the different concepts as well as the variables and the fields that it draws upon. Developing a conceptual framework is not a simple summary of literature. First of all, you can bring in a variety of sources. Yes, scientific literature will be part of it, but you can also bring in practice, real-world data, informal associations among research workers, your own experience, speculative thinking, or exploratory research that has been done. Also, the focus is not on covering a field, but focus on the relevant studies or theories that can help you to understand and explain your problem. It's about your connecting thread of argument of your research. And you can bring in outside ideas. Also, it's not descriptive, it's not work done before. You can bring in critique and problems in the field or in the literature or the theories so that you can try to improve on that. So conceptual frameworks are constructed, not found. It's not that if you look hard in literature you'll find conceptual framework. You have to do the work, and with that, there's a tool for empowerment. With that also comes that you have to do more than just reading or writing. It's about brainstorming, critiquing, sharing, telling, restructuring, and analyzing. The functions of a conceptual framework are multiple. For example, it should inform the design of your research, to help you to assess and refine your research goal, develop realistic and relevant research questions, select appropriate methods, identify potential validity threats to your conclusions. It's also a way to justify your research, to show the practical relevance and the theoretical relevance. And it helps you to communicate clearly to others what you want to do. Conceptual frameworks are especially relevant in the early phases of conducting research, because it relates to problem exploration and research design. It's also especially relevant in diverse fields that relate to many concepts and relationships. For example, in explorative research, or in multidisciplinary research, or research fields that focus on practical problems and societal challenges, because often they relate to multiple fields. Monodisciplinary and mature scientific fields might mainly build on dominant theories and methodologies and make less use of conceptual frameworks, although also that's not always the case. This was it. If you want to read a bit further on how to construct a conceptual framework, you see some references that might help you out. Bye bye.